So the weekend is officially over and the YouTubers versus TikTokers is done, and every fight went about planned except for one.
Nice chain, red bone mains, chain swing, like pretty.
Hey, what's up guys? So the YouTubers versus TikTokers event just happened, and I think the majority of us are pretty happy with the outcome, with Bryce completely just getting clapped by Austin McBroom. I mean, like, it wasn't even close because Bryce Hall was just completely battered at the very end of it, and I'm not gonna lie, Austin McBroom didn't even look like he got touched at all during this entire fight. But that's not the fight we want to talk about today. Today we're talking about the fight between Deji versus Vinny Hacker. Now, if you guys remember in my previous video when I was making predictions for people who were gonna win their fights, I said that Deji was gonna win, or at least that he should have won. Now, straight up, I just think Deji should win this fight. I immediately noticed things were pretty off when in the weigh-ins Deji had a dad body and Vinny Hacker was just looking like any typical fucking 18-year-old. But everybody was hyping Deji up so immensely that everybody just thought Deji was gonna win this fight without a doubt. But enough talking. Today we're gonna be getting into Deji versus Vinny Hacker's fight and where he went wrong and everything that he did wrong. So we're gonna take a look at this real quick. Deji is actually 24 years old, where Vinny Hacker is 18 years old. Deji being 5'9", Vinny Hacker being 5'11". There is a 12-pound weight difference, with Deji being 183 pounds and Vinny being 173 pounds. Reach is exactly the same, so that wasn't going to play too much big of a factor in the fight. And at the very bottom is just their follower count. Now that we're done looking at that, let's go ahead and jump into the actual fight now.
And representing YouTube in the red corner, weighing in at 185.
Okay, first things first, before this fight even starts, my first question is, what is Deji even wearing before this? Like, what is that? It looks like the carpet that Kim Kardashian is using on her new Lamborghini Urus, and it looks like Deji just got his hands on some of the scrap pieces.
Hailing from Watford, England, the true Kung Fu hero, it's Deji!
The amount of voice cracks that you hear from Fusi when he was announcing Deji's name.
For the fight, you know what's expected of you. Relax. Obey my instructions at all times. In the case of a knockdown, you go to a neutral corner. Are we clear? Are we clear? Touch gloves if you wish.
What was Deji even thinking during that? He's clearly trying to psych out Vinny Hacker and trying to show him that he isn't afraid or that he isn't intimidated and that he's ready for this. But all honesty, he kind of looks like a clown doing that.
Vinny Hacker wasting no time, Paige.
None at all. And we'll see if the tank can stand up to it.
Deji, huge uppercut, but you know what? Right off the bat, Hacker, I like his jab.
Oh, wow.
Good hard right.
Big left hand, another big left.
So the first thing that I noticed about Deji in this fight, in this first round, and just like the first minute and a half, is that Deji doesn't time anything. He just kind of goes into it and just kind of uses all his energy right away.
Hacker looks a little scared now. He's eating some shots and I don't think he likes it.
Deji just coming forward.
Now, I'll give him this, he was getting Vinny Hacker pretty well. But then you did see right there that Vinny Hacker also got him with like a two-piece right there, and it was a pretty solid two-piece as well, causing Deji to hold on to Vinny Hacker right afterwards.
Oh, big overhand right. Nice jab.
Now Hacker's been able to duck a couple, I would imagine.
He keeps throwing this big left cross, right? So he's a southpaw. He's coming in with a left cross, and he's actually coming into an orthodox stance. He's putting full force.
Oh, Vinny Hacker just trying to throw some haymakers to get something.
It is, right? And that weight advantage that you mentioned, that's a big factor.
So the first round goes by and Deji continues just to kind of throw his weight on Vinny Hacker, not really using too much form behind anything, and he continues to leave his arms down and just continues to throw that left. Now, if you're Vinny Hacker, it's not going to take too much to realize that this man can only throw good punches with his left arm. I'm assuming Vinny Hacker is probably going to realize that throughout this fight, and he's going to end up adapting to it.
Against the weight and the strength advantage that we're seeing at Deji.
Big breath, big breath, big breath. Good boy, good boy, good round.
I need you to stop the charging, okay? No tackling. Right, box out.
Good work, big breath, big breath.
Hands up, relax. Deep breaths, get your hands up, you're on your head.
Dude, that is so bad. That is like probably the... I think Deji, without a doubt, probably has the worst cardio in this whole YouTubers versus TikTokers event. He has gone one round so far, and you hear him completely gassed already. Or at the very least, you hear him wheezing pretty damn hard. That is so bad, without a doubt, the worst cardio within the entire YouTubers versus TikTokers event.
And Hacker towards the end of that round did land a couple.
Yep, grazing punches.
Those are two very solid shots from Vinny Hacker right there. You can see Deji ends up having to grab him because I'm assuming that kind of rocked him.
Deji clenching up, holding on. Oh.
He can't take many of those straight left hands.
Ooh, straight left twice by Deji. And now Hacker seems to be stalking his prey.
I mean, just look at Deji. He has zero form. It's like he didn't even train before this fight. He continues to just throw his body weight on the fighters. Doesn't keep his arms up. He kind of keeps them by his chest area. And when he does finally put his hands up, it's already way too late. At that point, if Vinny Hacker was actually a very good boxer, he would have fully taken advantage of that and just would have cracked Deji very early on.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Round number 3. Deji and Vinny Hacker and...
Wait, what happened?
Now here's the part where Deji ends up taking a knee in the middle of the fight, which to be honest was probably a very bad thing for him to do because now he just clearly showed Vinny Hacker that he's hurt and that like he's not doing too well in this fight.
As this round goes on, Hacker's pulling away.
Big shots
Big shot.
from Vinny Hacker.
Wow.
Oh, and we get a step.
Seemed like he can take getting
Oh my
punched.
gosh.
And now Vinny Hacker, he can smell the finish. He gets it's over.
Oh my God.
It's
The
over.
finally.
Dude, just look at Vinny Hacker just go off on Deji. Deji just sits there and takes it because he's just so out of shape that he can't even keep up with him. And that's it. It only took 3 rounds for Vinny Hacker to beat Deji. It was a super fast fight, only being 3 rounds, and I think it was actually only maybe 3-minute rounds. I could be wrong. It could have been 2, but I'm pretty sure it was 3. There is no excuse for Deji losing this fight. He simply just did not train as hard. And to be honest, I don't even think Vinny Hacker trained that hard either. So the fact that Deji is losing this fight right here, I think it's just a clear sign to everybody that Deji needs to take the gloves off and stop fighting. Deji doesn't have the work ethic like his brother KSI did. He likes the idea of being called a boxer, but putting in the work to be a boxer, it's just not for him. Losing to Jake Paul, that's understandable. First fight, you know, that could go either way. But when you lose to somebody who hasn't even done 1 fight yet and you've already had 1 underneath your belt, you without a doubt should have won this fight. Not to mention that Deji is 24 years old. He's kind of in his peak right now for fitness because that's probably when he's going to be his strongest. And after that, he's probably going to start declining a bit. And the fact that he couldn't beat an 18-year-old TikToker, I think it's a clear sign to everybody that Deji needs to hang up his gloves and just be done with boxing. And then there's going to be people who say, at least Deji actually stepped into the ring. That's more than what most people could do. Now, I'm honestly going to have to go and disagree with that. I wouldn't even give him any credit for stepping into the ring, simply just because anybody could step into the ring. Anybody could go in the way Deji did and continue to lose. In the end, congrats to Vinny, just because you can't even lie. This man ate so many punches to where I'm surprised he didn't even get rocked or at least fell to the ground. Now, I'm not going to be all negative towards Deji. I do think that if Deji does decide to go back into boxing for a 3rd time, which to be honest, like I said, don't do it because I don't think you're a legitimate boxer. But if you are going to do it, obviously get that cardio up because your cardio is without a doubt the worst cardio every influencer that has boxed ever. He also needs to get his form fixed because he doesn't keep his hands up, and the way he just goes about things is just so down bad. He needs new trainers, he needs to get his cardio up, and he just needs to get a work ethic. But tell me how you guys feel after seeing Deji lose this fight. Personally, I was super upset because he should have won this fight. Everybody agrees on that, but let me know what you guys think. Do you think I'm being too harsh on Deji? Do you guys think he could go back in for a 3rd fight and maybe actually win this one? Or do you guys just think he should hang it up? You already know my point. Until the next video, peace.